Paul Craig. Here's your tail of the tape as we get to our main event here in Vegas. Brendan Allen is 8 years younger than the 35-year-old Scot. Paul Craig 6'3.5", an inch and a half taller. He has an inch in reach, but Allen is a near minus 450 betting favorite. Here's Joe Martinez to set the table.
And now, ladies and gentlemen, here we go. Live from the UFC Apex here in the entertainment capital of the world, Las Vegas, Nevada. This is the main event. 5 rounds scheduled this in the UFC middleweight division. Sanctioned by the Nevada State Athletic Commission, the Executive Director, Jeff Mullen, with Chairman Dallas Hahn. The 3 judges scoring at octagon side: Derek Clary, Sal D'Amato, and Chris Lee. And when the action begins inside the octagon, your referee in charge, Mark Smith. And now, ladies and gentlemen, the judges are ready, the fighters are ready, the world is ready. Las Vegas, make some noise if you are ready! Introducing to you first, fighting out of the blue corner, a Kung Fu fighter standing 6 feet, 3.5 inches tall. He weighed in at the middleweight limit, 186 pounds, and holds a professional record of 17 victories, 6 defeats with 1 draw. Fighting out of Coatbridge, Scotland, here is Paul Bear-Jew Craig. And across the octagon stands his opponent, fighting out of the red corner. At 6 feet, 2 inches tall, this mixed martial artist also weighed in 186 pounds. In 27 fights, his record stands at 22 victories with 5 defeats. He is the UFC's number 10 ranked middleweight contender in the world, fighting out of Delray Beach, Florida by way of Covington, Louisiana. Here is Brendan All-In Allen!
All right, gentlemen, you got your instructions earlier. I want you to protect yourself at all times, obey my commands. If you'd like to, please touch gloves. Good luck.
Allen's just kind of been smirking off the intensity of Paul Craig, because that's what you deal with when you go against Paul Craig.
I don't smirk that off, I'll tell you that right now. This guy is deadly serious with all that. He means it. He's another guy that you could beat up the whole fight in the last 30 seconds of the fight. He thinks he'll win.
Yeah.
All right, Paul, ready?
Ask Magomed Ankalaev.
Fight's on.
Paul Craig threw up the submission win, 459 around 3 against the light heavyweight contender. All right, here we go now. Brendan Allen in the black, Paul Craig's in the blue.
I'd say definitely Brendan Allen on paper should have the edge in the striking, but then when you watch the size and the way that Paul Craig can find his mark, we'll see what happens.
Ooh, stiff right hand from Allen. It's through. That fellow Louisianan Dustin Poirier here inside the UFC Apex. Brendan Allen, proud Louisiana boy. Allen dips to the body. All right, here we go. First little clinch exchange.
This is honestly what I'm excited for about these guys.
Yeah,
is the grappling. You don't say it a lot, but the grappling of these guys is very high level. It's going to be fun.
Craig dips first.
Paul Craig is looking for the body lock. That's why you're seeing dig that left arm around the hip. Brendan Allen, he wants to lock his hands around the ribs. Brendan Allen feels that, and he's trying to stop his hands from locking.
Coming up next, don't miss a recap of all the action from Las Vegas. The UFC post-show is here on ESPN+. Alan Jouban and Anthony Smith are here with Karen Bryant. They'll break it down. Megan O'Leary with big winners interviews. That's all on E+.
Paul's got to be careful turning his back to Brendan Allen. Very good rear naked choke.
There's a nice Uchimata throw straight to half guard for Brendan Allen. Beautiful takedown. And how often have we seen Paul Craig here looking like he's getting smashed, and then all of a sudden, fight's over by him? Look at that lockdown we were talking about earlier tonight. Craig is using it to try to get Brendan Allen from being able to have a base on top of him, and it offsets, kind of like being on quicksand, so you can't really land heavy shots from the top.
Brendan, let go of the cage with your foot. Paul.
It's not Paul, it's Brendan Allen grabbing his...
Some confusion in there.
Everybody's like, what do I do? I'm not the one with my foot on the fence.
Chest to chest for Allen as he worked with just over 2 minutes to go in round 1.
It's a great example of a jiu-jitsu practitioner that uses his legs and his arms equally. Look how Paul Craig is still getting his legs involved, even though Brendan Allen's got that heavy third-point pressure on his head. Everything's got to be involved, and that's why Paul Craig's so hard to hold down, because he's using legs, arms equally at the same time. Now, Brendan Allen's ahead in the position right now, doing no damage, but these are the little things that help Paul Craig stay alive on the bottom so long.
Yeah. And he's controlling that left arm, or he was momentarily there. Allen just got it free.
Yeah, he's going to want to control that, because that's where Brendan can start landing some strikes even with that leg tied up. But he's got to be careful if he starts unloading with that left hand, with that lockdown on that leg. That's where Paul...
Oh, he's got a submission here, and he's been looking for it. That is bad.
Oh, that is a calf?
Deep, yes. It's a calf slicer. It's a reverse calf slicer.
And now Allen will chase the left leg of Paul Craig. Wow.
That's the problem with the leg
And
lock
he gets
game.
himself out of it. Wow.
Oh, he's
And
got the
now
straight
Craig
ankle.
looking for a sweep.
We've seen Brendan finish this ankle lock. Nice job. Craig gets it out, but he's still got the foot of Brendan Allen.
Oh, this is what we came for, folks.
Yeah, that was incredible.
Exactly that. 1 minute to go in round 1.
Now, you got to watch that and learn. That was a beautiful submission attempt by Craig. I cannot believe Brendan Allen got out of that. What a great job to feel that and attack the ankle back on Craig to get Craig to let go. That's very high-level stuff.
That was an exciting little exchange.
Yeah, well, that's what, not a lot of opponents can give you that type of defense, but Brendan Allen certainly well-versed in that.
Nice elbow. And that's what Brendan Allen said he would get ahead on, is the ground and pound.
That's where he's got an advantage. He also strikes from these positions. Now he's got to be careful of the triangle here, but 24 seconds left. I think he's safe to just start unleashing some shots here and steal this, not steal, but keep this round for himself.
Well, this is Brendan Allen's game plan. Let's just ride him out the whole fight. Stay on top, stay out of submissions, land some big shots on top, and then just ride him out to the end of the fight. But that's 5 rounds you got to withstand this guard of Paul Craig.
Round 1 of 5 in the books. Looks like a cut's opened up on the right side of Paul Craig's face. Dom, walk us through this.
Right here, look at this. He's got a calf slicer that he's going for from that lockdown. And you see, look at how Brendan Allen grabs a hold of the lock, and he starts cranking on Paul Craig's knee, and that gets him to let go. Beautiful job there in the leg lock attempts from both these gentlemen.
All right, great exchange in round 1. 30-second break, and we're back with round 2.
Maintain the movement of the feet and just fake, and then just start burying your heavy kicks into him, right? Look great, look great. Good? You're running far off with that mad fucking calf crushing. Breathe, man, breathe. Recover that heart rate down there. This is where the fitness counts. Start hitting the belly with that stab. Heavy right body kick and stuff, right?
10 seconds out, grab still. Make sure your hips are in.
Yeah, tight, watch him with the whizzer.
It's good. Mouthpiece. All right. Mouthpiece.
Welcome back and ready for round 2. The cut is just above the outside of the right eye of Paul Craig. Happened late in the first rounds. Okay, octagon gate.
All right, guys, second round.
Officially locked.
It's good.
Need that.
Let's see if Brendan opens up a bit more on the striking here.
Ooh, they both landed there. A check hook versus a right hand. They both got hurt.
And they scramble right to the ground, and Craig sunk right to his back and said, come on down.
And Brendan has made it clear that he is not afraid to engage, going down into the guard of Paul Craig here.
And I'm grateful for that, because we haven't seen a lot of guys willing to do that.
Right hand for Allen, and Craig got through as well.
That was a double KO situation.
And then when Craig changed levels, he said, we'll stay down here.
What did
Thank you
Paul
very
land?
much.
I saw the right hand
He had
land.
something come through. Wow, huge elbow coming through.
Paul Craig landed a check hook on the right hand of Brendan Allen.
Okay.
It's a typical thing we've been watching all night. That battle always happens.
Yes. On his chin. Now push his chin back. Push his chin back. Push his chin back.
There's what he was talking about. Significant strikes on the ground. 10-1 for Brendan Allen through the first 6 minutes of the fight.
I mean, we talked to Craig in the meeting. He said, I'm perfectly okay with spending 25 minutes on my back. And you can see he is, but it's one thing to say it, it's another thing to watch somebody choose it and continually choose it. And he is right now, and he seems comfortable somehow.
Yeah,
but right now, Brendan Allen's all over him.
Yeah, he's mounting him. He's threatening his own submissions.
Yeah, now he's got the hand fight on him, and
pulling that left arm in.
Call that a gift wrap.
Look at that triangle.
That was nice.
Craig trying to roll to his hip and get out of it.
It's that lockdown that's stopping him from being able to finish that choke. Those are the little things that keep Paul Craig out of trouble. That lockdown, that's how you use it to stop people from being offensive in the top, stop people from being able to elbow you or punch you. Now, Brendan Allen's controlling the top, but it's so much harder to get the finish or do the damage with Paul Craig doing those little annoying things like that, breaking your base.
Good elbows here from the top again. Brendan Allen just continuing to do damage.
Yeah, he could do this all night, and it's not hard for him either. He's taking the path of least resistance, Brendan Allen, here in these positions, and he's looking very strong in every position.
Watch the explosion. Be ready for it. Just be ready.
Paul's eyebrow is a mess.
Yes. Just be ready to technical. Be good. Good spot.
The problem as well is Brendan isn't really allowing Paul to get back to full guard where he does his best work from down here. That leg is still trapped. He's got that butterfly in, but Brendan's just coming over the top with elbow after elbow.
And I think what I got to watch Brendan Allen for and give so much credit to is notice he's always driving his head forward towards Paul Craig. He's never pulling back too often. Even now he's moving forward, always advancing the position. And this is what's keeping him out of trouble against Paul Craig. If he starts falling back, all the submissions start to get set up. Paul Craig sits up, but that forward motion, the grinding him forward, that's so key for Brendan Allen, and it's very sharp to watch.
Under 90 to go. The cut's getting bad over the right eye of Craig.
Yeah, it's no good. It's no good. It's not good for Paul Craig. This is only the second round. Brendan is continuing the damage. That cut is only going to get worse. The way he's throwing those slicing elbows over top.
I think Paul Craig's waiting for Brendan Allen to make a mistake, and he thinks he's going to cinch up that triangle. You see it over and over, him looking for it.
He's got the most triangle chokes in UFC history with 4. But when you're going against a decorated grappler like Brendan Allen, even tougher to get those.
Well, not just that, but he's got film. Everybody knows how you set it up now. They know what you do to set it up, where you're comfortable. Brendan Allen's seen all that, and he's going to counter it.
Allen now stepping over to the side.
You know, unfortunately for Paul Craig, this is where he had some trouble in the light heavyweight division as well. So when you can't get those submissions, when you can't get to a good position, you rely on your guard. And when guys are just too good on the ground to match it, he ends up getting quite a bit of damage given to him.
Well, you know, that's what's funny about this style of Paul Craig, Paul, is if you watch Anderson Silva versus Chael Sonnen, we would have been saying the same thing. And then Chael ends up in a triangle at the end of the fight. So guys who commit to their guard like this, like Paul Craig does, generally get the finishes, but also can go the other way as we're seeing here.
And Brendan Allen, after another great round of ground control, ends round 2 on the back. We will keep it here between rounds as Paul Craig gets tended to and show you the elbows that opened up that gnarly cut. The first one came in round 1, and Brendan Allen furthered the damage in the second.
Right there, right off the side of the eyebrow, splits him open with it.
And the reason it's working is because you're seeing that Brendan Allen's Paul Craig's grabbing the hands of Brendan Allen from the bottom, and that's what allows those elbows to roll over the top. Very nice.
Right, Gooten, stab that deep right into his face or his belly, and just throw your right body kick. Just keep targeting the body with big kicks. Nothing fancy, just big kicks to the body. Take this water.
Don't always look for that shoulder crunch, mate. Go back to it. You know that triangle, is that right?
But see him getting top of him. Getting top of him. Sweat. I know, it's too sweaty. Getting top on the elbow.
Hey, seconds out, let's go.
Shoot
seconds
it.
Out.
Shoot. Kicks, and a shot.
Mouthpiece, move back. Wait for me, move back.
Well, you may have seen it on the broadcast, and we mentioned it earlier in the night, but Jamal Hill, former adversary of Paul Craig, and Paul Craig actually got Jamal Hill out of there in the first round when they fought. He's in the corner of Brendan Allen tonight, as is the middleweight Joe Pyfer, who is on the rise. And Tuco Tokos is great friend that he lives with in Florida during training camps. Back on the feet to start round 3. Paul Craig with a bit of work to do here. Eats another big left from Allen, who's locking guillotine in.
Got a guillotine here. Hands slipping out a little bit, but again, here we are right back on the ground where Brendan's going to continue to throw these elbows. Paul has got to have urgency to try to get one of these submission attempts or get back up to his feet. Problem is, you get back up to your feet, then what? Oh, that's...
4 of his 5 on this winning streak have come like this. Make it 5 of 6. Brendan Allen, a rear naked choke specialist, earns himself another tap out victory, and with a shrug says, I'm coming for the top.
He definitely broke Craig the way he said he was going to. Everything Brendan Allen said he was going to do in this match, he did and followed through and did it exactly the way he said he was going to do it.
Yeah.
Didn't steer, didn't go off course even a little.
He's backed up every bit of confidence, seemingly stronger with each outing, just 27 years old and firmly entrenched in the middleweight top 10.
Look at the body shot that landed and then the left hook. Left hook to the body, left hook to the head, right hand, boxing 101, and then he goes for the guillotine. And that sets up the mount, which ended up giving up the back. And this, I mean, how many times have we seen Brendan Allen throw in the rear naked choke with one hook or no hooks and then get the finish? I mean, he does it over and over. He attacks the neck before the position is secured and almost always beats them to the choke.
There's his corner. As mentioned, a couple of UFC threats in there, including the former light heavyweight champ and the next in line for a title shot, Jamal Hill. Brendan Allen just shouting out Dustin Poirier, who's in the front row and liking the work from a fellow Louisianan. Brendan All-In Allen, 6 straight wins, and he'll get the mic coming up next.
Hey, Coach. Coach, hold her for the decision.
Get it out.
Oh, I can say Reed said she would hold up for the decision. Hey, big. Thanks, buddy. Hey, where's Reed? Reed! Not coming here at 96? 296, pay me here. I'm trying to get gas out. Huh? Yeah, 296, I'm trying to get gas. Let me ask Ozzy. Thank you, brother.
Ready? Paul. Paul. What do you mean fix it? Yes, sir.
Coming up next, don't miss a recap of all the action we just witnessed on the UFC post show. You're right here on ESPN Plus. Alan Jouban and Anthony Smith are in Vegas to join Karen Bryant. They'll break it down. Plus, Megan O'Leary interviews all the big winners. It's only on E+. I imagine Brendan Allen will head over to the studio to join the crew. But first, hand raised. Here's Joe Martinez one final time.
Ladies and gentlemen, the rear naked choke submission comes officially 38 seconds. Round number 3. Your winner, Brendan All-In Allen!
I'm here with your winner, Brendan Allen. Brendan, 6 in a row, man.
What's up, Paul?